Hey YouTube, Dark Cloud here, and today I've got some gameplay for you from TPF Inferno. It's playing Team Deathmatch on Villa. I'm not going to tell you the score, obviously, because it might ruin it, but it's pretty decent, otherwise I wouldn't post it. He's using the AK-74U with some bluish camo. I don't remember the name, sadly. There's a lot of them to remember. The AK-74U seems increasingly popular. I think that's because of how good it was on COD 4, and the stats of it on this game are pretty decent as well. Other popular guns that are occurring now that the game's been out for a few weeks or so is the AUG and FAMAS. I like both of those guns as well. They got a good fire rate, which make up for the minimal damage that they do. What's disappointing me most about the weapons in general is that when you put a silencer on any weapon, despite what the stats say, the damage just isn't the same. And it kind of defeats the object of the way I would normally play. Normally, if I'm playing Team Deathmatch or whatnot, I always put a silencer on my weapon and probably use Ghost. But now Hardline has been put in the same slot as Ghost, and stopping power has been taken away, which I think is the biggest improvement on Black Ops, that they've taken stopping power out of the equation. Because on Modern Warfare 2, that would normally dominate that middle slot, and which is what everyone would use if you're playing core. So Hardline to me has taken a step up in the rankings, and I'm kind of using it a lot more instead of just using Ghost all the time. Kill streaks on the whole, I don't think are as fun as Modern Warfare 2. I know Treyarch were trying to make them as interactive as they were on Modern Warfare 2, but I just don't find them as fun. The Chopper Gunner and Blackbird are probably the best kill streaks for me at the moment. Blackbird, as many commentators have talked about, is probably the most helpful for you and your team, which I love, that the fact that you can also see what way they're facing on the radar, despite if they've got Ghost on or not. I think it kind of gives a new element to the game, and you can't just kind of pussy away and hide in the corner. And that was what Modern Warfare 2 was just full of: little kids sitting in the corner waiting for you to get a kill streak. But don't get me wrong, everybody sat there once in a while in a corner trying to get kill streak, shit in your pants, waiting to get the next one. But I'm glad it's kind of disappeared, and obviously people in Black Ops are going to try and sit in the corner every once in a while, but there's not really a spot in any of the maps, I don't think, where you can just sit there for the whole game. The only one that I can kind of think of is on firing range, that you can go up the ladder to the top tower, but most of the time people are going to see you and shoot you anyway. And the game's kind of developed this nature of revenge killing after Modern Warfare 2's been and gone. So if you get killed by a camper, you're just going to keep going back and trying to kill him until he dies. Since I was talking about maps, my favourite map probably is Nuketown. I don't know why, just like, it's a small map, which I kind of like. It's full on action and you can't really sit in the corner. And it kind of reminds me of Vacant on COD 4. It just seems more fun. The actual layout of the map is just really simple, but I find it a lot of fun. It's full on action. And you think you've done really well if you get a big kill streak, say a Chopper Gunner and Dogs, and you're going to get a lot of kills, which is the most fun about it. And I love the competitiveness of that map in general, because people are trying to get the most points out of their game, especially on a little map. It's an opportunity to get loads of kills, to do challenges for guns, etc. And I just realised whilst I'm commentating and watching that there's a few blank bits missing. I have no idea why. Sorry for cutting out some of the gameplay. I would be rendered, but I really can't be fucked since it took ages in the first place. What was I talking about? Talking about challenges, sorry, or contracts. They are now on Black Ops. And what I like that Treyarch have done with the contracts is kind of another little objective for you to do whilst playing a game type. And it's little things like that that make this game a lot better than Modern Warfare 2 and previous Call of Duty. Apart from Call of Duty 4, for me, that's the best in the series, for me personally. But with the contracts as well, because there's only a certain amount of them, and they're for selected game types and guns, it kind of forces you to experiment with stuff if you like to do the contracts for extra XP. But if you're like me and are just stingy and just stick to the same formula that you like to play with, same guns, same game types, then I just don't select them, full stop. Anyway, this game's coming to a close. Thanks for listening. Hope I didn't bore you too much. Maybe next time we'll just talk about random stuff if you don't want to hear me talk about the gameplay. Thanks for listening, TPF Dark Cloud.